Okay, we have the Fraser River, the beautiful BC mountains, and of course rocks. Now this is just an easy beginner type video if you got to kill time like me to catch a helicopter. Why I like this site though is because it's pretty easy access from parking. You don't have to hop a hole in a fence. But abundant serpentine, I don't think many people come here. I wouldn't say agates are abundant at all or really even present, but you've got also something really cool. The Epidote, see the green in this rock? Mixed with the quartz and what I think is hornblende. Basically it's like a granite with Epidote spots in it. And that's quite prevalent, but the Epidote is bright green. And like I said, the serpentine is rather abundant as well. Now you've of course got Epidotes like this. The bright green colors are just not crystalline Epidote or anything, just plain stuff. You've got what I like to call pudding stone. Something like this, where it's a mashup of just a whole bunch of rocks. Not very, it's not jewelry grade or anything, but it's somewhat unique. Here's gonna be another one of those Epidote ones. So there we have our bright lime green dots within the granite. I think that one's just kind of nice if you get the good contrast happening. Of course you got quartzites, things like this, which again are just, it's not a quartz crystal or anything, it's just opaque milky quartz that has some iron coloring in it that gives it the painted horse type look of the yellow dots. Let me see if I can poke around and find a serpentine for you. But ultimately the beach keeps going all the way around that corner there. You can walk in both directions. Well, I guess not really that way. It's not as accessible, but this one is. Big quartzite, that's a big one. Serpentine. So the way you're gonna differentiate serpentine, like from the rest of the rocks, like this one has the matte texture and the smoothness of serpentine, but it has the quartz veins, which automatically tell me it's not serpentine right away. I'm looking for that same kind of waxy surface. A little bit of pitting on the surface as well. And it can be bright green or it can be dark, almost black green. But the quartz veins are a no-no. What I'm looking for though is that waxy texture. So I'm gonna keep wandering around. And you've got things like chert down here too. This one's a nice chert. You could flint knap something like that. You might have to heat that one first, but you're gonna get a nice green color from it. Actually, I can tell by it, you gotta heat it, but that'll be good. Right away, here's one of those lime green Epidote pieces. You can tell by the undercutting on it and the lime greenness, but that's gonna have a beautiful pattern. Once you sand it smooth and get rid of the mud on there, bright green once you're through a bit of the weathering too. Let me smack this one open just to show you what's inside. All right, so we hit it open, or rather we hit it and it just shot off way into the water. So that one went bye-bye. But here, that's probably serpentine. Yeah, that's serpentine. So it's quite abundant. Getting the good ones will be a bit harder, but you just gotta go around till you get good translucency. Look at this. This will be another, that's a good serpentine. Let me finally get the water. That's how abundant they are. It doesn't take long. I'm just gonna get a bit of water here and we'll see. So that is serpentine. Now it's got some weathering on the surface, but it has promising green colors. I would go ahead and cut that open. It'll be dark, but it's still worth taking over some of the other ones. Plus, like I said, it's an easy hike just around that corner with it. Okay, we got a beautiful red Jasper here. This one's gonna cut very nicely. Where was I gonna put that? Right on top there. I was gonna show you things like the Epidote band running through that rock. There's gonna be lots of Epidote stuff. Even down here in the water, let me show you a few things. These will be a couple of serpentines right there. I can tell by the texture, the way that's kind of broken open. This is not a serpentine, that's pudding stone. But just wander around here and you'll find some cool rocks for hobby scale lapidary. Let's put it that way. Lots and lots that are abundant here. Okay, here's one finally worth showing you. So I move this rock. See the light green color and the pitting throughout the surface? That's what I'm looking for. So, all right, so here you can see the trail down to the water. A lot of these rocks are clean, but the stuff that's clean has been a bit picked over. You can get quite a ways around there, even over some bars, if the water is low. Right where Stu's walking there, there's a hole in the fence. Let's see him go through it while I talk. Bring a stick, like a walking stick or your favorite twig, like a stick that you can reach the ground with, and put a rag on the end. You're gonna dunk the rag in the water and go back and rub it on the rocks to wash the rocks a little bit if you need to. There you go, there's a hole. Because a lot of them are just covered in so much mud that you can't see what they are. So bring something that you can wash them with, and kind of like even if you makeshift something like a potato brush on the end of a golf club or whatever you want to do, make something up. And anything that looks promising, you can scrub at it while you're walking by. The old timers used to put kerosene on a rag, but don't be mean to the environment. Come on out, have some fun, dig some rocks. And if you come at the right time of the year, all of this is blackberry bushes. Every bit of green you're seeing here, that's all yummy blackberries, full of them. So you can get your fill of blackberries. Bring a tub, bring some of those home, because right next to where you park right here.